لله الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى نحمده تعالى ونشكره تعالى. We are living in some very busy times. Rent to pay, mortgages to pay, businesses to attend, meetings to attend, and all these things sometimes takes away our focus in appreciating life, and more importantly for this discussion, it limits the compassion that we ought to be having. Compassion towards husbands, wives, children, parents, etc. And as we get caught up in all our daily transactions, we sometimes forget that when we lose compassion, love, especially for loved ones out there, the effects of this can be very, very severe. People will start viewing us as taking them for granted, not appreciating the goodness towards us and things like that. When, as Muslims, one of the most often recited phrases is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So before we start our car, we say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Before we eat our food, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Before we sign a contract, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Now this is a very powerful phrase that we are reading. And we often just say it just as we say many other things out there. And if we study what we are saying is, I'm going to eat that which is halal, and I'm going to eat that which is in the name of Allah. When I sign that contract, business contract, home, a contract to get myself into a home, contract to get myself into a nikah, what I'm really saying is that Allah is going to be part of this contract. This is a very powerful statement we are making. What we are basically saying is, I'm going to be fair, I'm going to be just, I'm going to be merciful, kind and loving to the interactants or the participants of this given contract. Now if you are a married man or a married woman and you are not loving to your spouse, then what did you say Bismillah for? I'm not saying you shouldn't have said it. No, I agree, you should say it. I'm glad you said it. I'm glad I said it. But we have to hold ourselves accountable now that I've included my Allah in this contract of marriage. And I said, in the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, then why am I not compassionate and merciful to my husband, to my wife, to my children, to my parents, etc.? When I was signing the contract, for example, I must say to myself, and we all can say to ourselves, whether it's a rental agreement or getting into a new home or whatever it may be, that I'm going to be good. So why is it my children are afraid of me when I come to the house? Why is it people are afraid when I walk into my neighborhood? Is it because I yell at people all the time? So my brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah is compassionate and merciful. And we have to be asking ourselves, what am I doing that is limiting my mercy and compassion others? And how is this adversely affecting my relationship with others? This is very important. Because my brothers and sisters, how long are we going to be in this world? 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, 100 years? Okay, let's go for 110. But if we're not good to one another, how are we going to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as an evil individual? Oh, thank goodness mom, dad are gone from this world. Is that how you want to be remembered? Or do you want people to say, I miss so-and-so. So-and-so was amazing. So-and-so was loving. And this is what we find in the Sunnah of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He was kind. He was compassionate. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to mend our ways. And inshallah, by becoming more understanding of people around us. Now I'm not saying be a pushover. No. when people want to abuse you or take advantage of your kindness. No, being assertive and saying, I can only manage X amount of work. I can only assist you to a certain point. I have a schedule. I have to meet so and so. But how we say it again is very, very important. So I'm not saying be a doormat to people. But at the same time, what I'm saying is, let's do things in our relationship that enhances the quality of not only our lives, but the life of others as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us and guide us at all times. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.